Hi all! Today we are at Caddo Lake State Park. So we are camping here for a little bit. There's the main visitor center behind me. We checked in and we are about to go find our campsite. So let's go explore the only natural lake in the state of Texas. Alright, welcome to our campsite. This is the Mill Pond Campground. We already have the bear tethered, so we've got a picnic table, a place to hang trash or lights or whatever. Fire pit. This particular campsite does have water. And then we have a nice spot over here for our tent. Looks like someone tried to build a little lean-to over there. So we'll go explore that in a bit. And here's Kelton.
Hello.
Getting ready to set up our tent. So let's watch. Alright, camp is set up and we're just chilling. So I'm in my hammock. Our tent is over there. There's a bear panting over here. And a Kelton chilling over there. I'll show them to you guys here in a bit. But yeah, now it's just time to read and relax in the heat of the day. So Kelton is reading or napping, not sure which, in his hammock over there. It was hard to find two good trees close together. And there's a better view of the tent. I'm sorry for all the random stuff in the way. I don't feel like moving much. Parking area and the bear. Here is where you can rent canoes from the Caddo Lake State Park. They're all nicely numbered. Here itself, through the trees, is Caddo Lake. Caddo Lake is known for the bald cypress. I'll give you guys a better look here in a moment. And hanging on the bald cypress is Spanish moss. There's my honey. Honey wave. Here's the bear. Let's go get a better look. So here's a closer view of the bald cypress. These little things on the ground are part of their root system, and they're the knees of the trees. First time I've heard that. But trees are weird. The bald cypress also buttresses. You see there at the bottom how the base has got lots of extra support, various columns. Those are buttresses. There are other trees to do it. I cannot think of any off the top of my head, but I know there are other conifers that do it. Yeah, knees are weird. They look something alien, but they're kind of cool. So, look, the campground has a little book library that is next to the bathrooms with the shower. Let's see what's in here. So these are books that have probably been donated by other visitors. A lot of James Patterson. Look, more James Patterson. Out of Africa. Ooh, I like Terry Goodkind. Oh look, some romance. Yeah, that's definitely romance. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, no, that's fun. A couple of magazines. Love free little libraries. They are wonderful ways to share books. Good morning, followers. It is currently like probably mid-80s at, let's see, 8:30 in the morning. It's gonna be a hot day. Knowing it was gonna be a hot day, we opted for iced coffee. So we made some concentrate at home, filtered it at home, got all the grounds out, and then brought along some half and half so that we can have some iced coffee. Got my ice in there, so. And then our breakfast is gonna be hot. We are making pancakes with berries and mascarpone. So let's see how this goes. The great thing about car camping is that we can actually cook. So we've got a cookbook here that I'll talk about more later. You know, our coolers in the truck. You know, we have all our plates and such. Honey.
Hello.
You know, we can have fire and big griddles and such. So car camping definitely has its benefits. And for your viewing pleasure, the bear hiding under a bench. So what are we making, honey?
We're making buttermilk pancakes with mascarpone and berries as a topping, as well as syrup.
Awesome. All right, so there's not a ton of hiking here at Caddo Lake, but there is a tiny bit. So we're gonna go hit the trails. It's been really hot all day, so we've kind of just been lounging in the hammocks, reading, writing, painting, napping. Bear's done a lot of napping. Anyway, there's a few trails, so we're gonna go explore. This is the Caddo Lake Amphitheater. Nothing fancy, but it is kind of neat. Let's go see what the trails have in store for us. See, little bits of trail. But gorgeous views. Well, gorgeous tree views. Views of trees. However you want to look at it. And oh look, more stairs. Welcome all to the Civilian Conservation Corps Pavilion here at Caddo Lake State Park. So the CCC, as it is more commonly or more colloquially known, was formed by FDR as part of the New Deal, and it paid these men $30 a month over a 6-month contract to build buildings such as this one at state and national parks and other places. I'm not sure where all else, but we've seen a number of these type of structures on our hikes. Olympic National Park, for one, there is a shelter out there, and then a Fort Worth Nature Preserve, where I hike a lot, has a couple of ones. They're not in as good a condition as this, but they are neat. So, great historic addition to Caddo Lake State Park. All right, we are on the Caddo Forest Trail. Again, short loop, but it does have all of these wonderful signs that tell you about all the native trees and plants that are along the trail. The deciduous trees that are farther down, lower down, and then when you rise a little bit, you get to learn about the coniferous trees. I misspoke earlier. The bald cypress tree is actually a deciduous tree, and we learned that the knees we talked about earlier help to carry oxygen to the tree, and they're particularly liked because the wood is fairly resistant to rot. And this here is a gorgeous black walnut. Alright, so all this stuff hanging down off this bald cypress is Spanish moss, and it gets all its nutrients from the air, so it's essentially an air plant. We've seen similar moss in the rainforest, but apparently, according to this, Spanish moss is related to pineapples. Who would have thought? Anyway, it is still gorgeous, hanging here from the trees, the green against the more brilliant foliage. Alright, so you're not supposed to swim in Caddo Lake. One, there is some poisonous algae, but there are also alligators. So, you do come visit. This is a, canoeing, kayaking, fishing, but not necessarily a swimming lake. Good morning, everyone. So I wanted to show you what it was like to camp with a dog who doesn't know about personal boundaries. This is supposed to be his bed. We can scoot he slept there the first night. This is currently where he slept most of the night. In my spot. He's very comfortable and very cute, and I can't bring myself to move him. This was after he barked at whatever creatures came out in the night. Bear, good morning. There's a happy bear. Alright, we've made a lot of good food this weekend, from steaks to grilled cheese to pancakes, along with some iced coffee, and a lot of those recipes came from this new camp cookbook that Kelton picked up. We've had it for a while, so every time we go out we try at least one new recipe from it, especially when we're car camping. If we can't bring all the supplies, then we go with easier recipes, or like the prepackaged dehydrated meals, or whatever. But it's really a great book. In addition to recipes, it tells you, or it gives you suggestions on like gear and quick foods and stuff you can use with lots of recipes, setting up the kitchen, organizing, prep, and even how to build a proper fire to cook on. So I did take some of this to heart, and I prepped the onions for breakfast this morning. So let's get to cooking. All right, if I had known what the spots were like here, I would have picked this spot or one of the next two. This is spot 65. Ones next to it are 64 and 63. Because they are right on the Sawmill Pond, and you get a wonderful view of the balding cypress, the water, and the knees. So if you're looking for a good spot, this is the Mill Pond Campground, sites 63 through 65. Because look at this view of the water. The Caddo Lake Visitor Center has a tiny museum that talks about the importance of the Big Cypress Bayou watershed that Lake Caddo is part of. You get to learn all about the different levels, the different animals, and the importance of watersheds in general. And the native people. Along with the history.